So very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the entire IFBIC family. We are from different countries and we are on a platform where we are dreaming to collaborate with each other. We have started collaborations and we are coming out with the very fruitful results. We are making our presence worldwide and international members are getting associated with us. International associations are getting associated with us. And the dream that we have seen to create the employment is being accomplished. And very soon we will be having very good news for everyone. Top class people are getting connected with us. So every Sunday, we used to conduct this talk where we used to introduce one of our member and we used to find the collaborations opportunities for them. So in that note, today we are having Mr. Rawley Muddappa. Let me share my screen for you and let me introduce it in 2 minutes. And after that, I will invite him to give his presentation to our members. So Mr. Rawley Muddappa is an advocate having his own law firm called Rawley and Associates Law Offices firm. It's based out of Bangalore and handle legal work on a pan-India basis. Rawley has a personal experience in legal services and advice for more than 2 decades. Rawley's specializations are litigation, real estate, and corporate real advisory. The firm has been in business for more than 16 years and has various international corporates like Apple India, KPMG, Walmart, and CBRE as its clients. It has been a 7-member core team and has associates across the country. It provides and handles legal services for a lot of individuals from different segments of society, including a lot of startups. Is known for his professional approach and integrity. Rawley is married to Niveditha and is a father to a young loving boy. On a personal level, Rawley enjoys sketching in his free time and is a keen golfer, striving to improve his handicap. So, Mr. Rawley, welcome, sir. Welcome to IFBIC talk, and the screen is yours. I'm just allowing you to share your screen. You can share your screen.
Thank you, Amresh. Thanks for that quick introduction, and I'd like to share the screen. And hold on, is it clear now, Amresh?
Yeah, you can just pull the screen.
Yeah. Just a minute. Just a minute. I think there's something wrong. I'll just start like this if you don't mind, Amresh. Okay, so thanks for the quick introduction, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to IFBIC. I thank Amresh and Alok for allowing me to give a presentation. The specific reason why we are talking about real estate, legal compliances in real estate is I have seen this issue with a lot of companies who look at investing into India, especially into real estate. And why it is a very big incentive to invest in India in real estate is because by 2030, we are most likely to be the largest population in the world, and largest population needs more housing and more concrete house cover and other investments in real estate to ensure a decent living. Now, it's the youngest population in the world in the future, and housing will be a big crisis. It may be large housing or villas or any sort of project. It needs investment into India, and the government has opened up real estate after a long time. And without further ado, I'll start off with the process, how you can invest in foreign direct investment can be made into India, into real estate. I will skip the introduction section because thanks to Amresh, he's already introduced me. I will go to directly to where areas of practice has already been established. We are in real estate and consumer litigation law and everything. We partner with our corporate advisory firm. We have another firm called Mindsync, from where we advise, we give corporate advisory regulations and everything and all. We also provide special advice and compliance with respect to foreign direct investment in India. Okay, foreign direct investment in real estate in India. The foreign direct investment FDI policy is relevant to foreign entities seeking to establish an Indian presence, either by setting up a wholly set up owned company in India or a joint venture with an Indian partner or acquiring a stake in an existing Indian company. over the last 2 decades, the government of India has significantly liberalized the FDI policy for foreign investment in India. Currently, the FDI policy permits up to 100% foreign investment in most sectors, including service sector. One of the most globally recognized areas is the real estate sector, mainly comprises of housing, retail, hospitality, and commercial. The estate sector in India is expected to reach a market size of $1 trillion by 2030 and contribute about 13% of the country's total domestic product by 2025. The entry routes of FDI, investing in India. So there are 2 routes how you can invest into India and the route by FDI. One is the automatic route. The other is the government approval route. The automatic route is the most easiest one. It is where you don't need any prior requirements, approvals from the government, only information to the RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, within 30 days of investing. The other route is the government approval route, which has exceptions where prior government approval is required. The Foreign Investment Promotion Board has to approve whether this FDI is possible in the particular sector of real estate. So that is the other route. Entry routes under FDI. The automatic route, which I already explained, permits up to 100% FDI under the automatic route in construction, development, which includes townships, housing, built-up infrastructure, and real estate broking services. Government approval route, the sectors does not come under the automatic route. That means where the government has certain prohibitions in investing in that particular sector, you would have to seek an investment from the government. Under any route, you mind it? Under any route, the foreign companies need to follow the FEMA, Foreign Export Management Rules, FDI policies, and SEBI. These are the authorities which look after or govern all the foreign investment in India and other applicable provisions. The easiest procedure for FDI is through the automatic route, as I explained. FEMA compliance. In India, foreign direct investment is regulated by Foreign Exchange Management Act, that's FEMA, governed by the Reserve Bank of India. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, an investment of 10% of above from overseas is considered, so that anybody making 10% of investment or above is considered by a foreign entity is an FDI. After investment is made by either of the 2 stages, that is automatic or indirect, there are 2 more procedures to be followed. These are on receipt of the money for investment. The regional office should be reported by the Indian company. Report should have necessary details like his name, address of the foreign investor, funds provided, and other things. On issue of shares to foreign investors, a form in CFC GPR should be filed with the regional office of RBI within 30 days from the date of issue of shares. Areas not included under FDI. FDI is prohibited in real estate business. However, real estate business for such purposes does not include, I will repeat, does not include development of townships, construction, roads, real estate investment trust registered under the SEBI RETI's rigor. So it basically means that you cannot involve in real estate business. However, construction activities investment is fine. Further, earning of rent/income on lease out of property is not amounting to transfer, will not amount to real estate business. So these are the processes which FDI can be done, but you cannot involve in real estate business. Construction development, that includes townships, housing, built-up infrastructure. FDI in construction development projects, which include development of townships, construction of residential/commercial premises, roads or bridges, hotels, resorts, hospitals, educational institutions, recreational facilities, city and regional level infrastructure townships, is 100% under the automatic route, which I had explained earlier, but subject to the following conditions. Key points required to be considered by a foreign investor. The foreign investor in construction development, township, housing, built-up infrastructure, etc., is required to consider the following. First and foremost, the land title. You need to check the title of the land. You need to do a due diligence on the land. That would include the official record of who owns the land, the industry status, whether it is coming and the land comes under the residential or the commercial area, manpower and material, labor, local material has to be complied. Source of finance, equity, foreign debt, local debt, etc. Approvals. Approvals will be from the local bodies for building and development, environmental authorities, etc. Foreign direct investment is subject to certain guidelines, which are as follows. The minimum area to be developed under each project would be, in case of development of serviced housing plots, a minimum land area of 10 acres is required, nothing less than that. In case of development projects with respect to certain bigger condominiums, a minimum area of 50,000 square meters is required, nothing less than that. In case of a combination of both the projects, any of the two common conditions would suffice. Minimum capitalization norm would be $10 million for a wholly owned subsidiary and $5 million for joint ventures with Indian partner. Funds would have to be bought within 6 months of commencement of business. Foreign direct investment is subject to certain guidelines, which are as follows. Original investment cannot be repatriated. So the investment made by the foreign entity cannot be repatriated before a period of 3 years from completion of minimum capitalization. However, the investor may be permitted to exit earlier with prior approvals of the government through FDI, Foreign Investment Promotion Board, FIPB. Development of at least 50% of the integrated project has to be completed within a period of 5 years from the date of obtaining all statutory compliances. The investor must provide this infrastructure and obtain the completion certificate from the concerned local body/service agency before being allowed to dispose of serviced housing plots. The project shall conform to norms and standards, including land use, requirements, provision of community amenities, common facilities as laid down by the applicable building control regulations, bylaws, rules, and other regulations of the state government/municipal/local body concerned. Foreign direct investment is subject to certain guidelines, which are as follows. The investors shall be responsible for obtaining all necessary approvals, including those of building/layout plans, developing internal and peripheral areas, and other infrastructure facilities, payment of development, external development, and other charges, and complying with all other requirements as prescribed under applicable rules/bylaws, regulations of state, government, municipal, and local body concerned. The state government, municipal, local body concerned, which approves the building/development plans, will monitor the developer's compliance to the above conditions. Methods of FDI in India. The foreign direct investor may obtain voting power of an enterprise in an economy in the following methods: by means of fully owned subsidiary or firm anywhere, by obtaining shares in an associated company, by a merger or acquisition of a firm that is not related, by taking part in an equity joint venture with another investor or company. So this, in short, this is basically a concise version of how the legal compliances are required for any foreign entity looking at making foreign direct investment into real estate in India. And we are more than happy to help anybody in all their compliances, including finance, regulatory, and legal, for making their investment into India. We can guide them, we can handhold them from the time of inception of the project till completion, so that their project is successful and in compliance with the Indian government. With that, I take thanks and thank you all for being very patient and listening to this slightly concise version of my presentation regarding FDI in India. Thank you. I'm ready to take any questions if anybody is there. Thank you.
After 3 years, is there, what's the condition of it? What if the project has completed before the 3 years and the turnover has completed? Can they exit?
Well,
repatriate the funds?
Despite RBI and the Indian government having relaxed their policy regarding FDI in real estate, the 3-year norm is mandatory. Maybe within 2.5 years or something, because it's not like within 1 year you're going to clear everything, because it takes time for the project to be over. However, I do understand, like if it is completing a couple of months before the completion of 3 years, as an exception, the government could take it as an exception and provide you, but I cannot assure you that, because the RBI is slightly conservative when it comes to dispersing funds back. So that's where it is actually. So they could, but as an exception, I guess they could do it actually.
Will it be able to then put it into a new project in India?
Yes, you could. But as I said, that all permissions would have to be required from the RBI, the FEMA and FIPB. They look at our exceptional track record, and it's very investor friendly also, the Indian government. So they could also put the advice there and take it forward, depending on the project, because any investment into India is welcome. And if the foreign partner who's looking at investing more wants to further invest into the projects here, will be more than welcome. However, there would be certain exceptions, and meetings would be required with the government officials to overcome this particular hurdle.
So this is on real estate and land only,
Yes.
not any other
Yes.
businesses.
It depends on which business, because there are certain sectors which are like prohibited, where you cannot make direct investment in. It depends on which projects you're doing, like it's very sensitive information. But real estate was something which was very conservative in India before. You couldn't do business. No foreign entity could do business with respect to real estate in the future, in the past. But they have relaxed it now because they have enhanced it to all development projects. However, you cannot deal with land in India. The foreign entity cannot buy land in India. You can do development projects. You can buy land through the Indian entity, which will be the majority stakeholder, and develop the project from there. But you cannot reap benefits of land from that. You can reap benefits from your investment into the project. That's how it works actually.
So your investment must have, so the investor, the FDI will be the minority shareholder
Yes,
when they do
yes.
JV?
Yes.
Okay.
There are certain sectors you're allowed to 100% of investment also. There are certain permutation and combinations which the RBI allows, and certain areas you could be allowed to have 100% equity stakeholding also. It depends on everything.
Would you be able to put some taxes information together?
I can on the next date. I could do that. I could
Thank
share
you.
those information. Will do. We'll take that note. I'll take that note.
Corporate tax. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. I could share that. I mean, I could send it on a one-on-one basis, or maybe share it on this IFBIC website
Yes.
also.
Amrish has my contact.
Yes.
Thank
Will do.
you.
Thank you.
Rawley, is there any link between RERA and FDI?
See,
Mhm.
RERA is with respect to the housing projects in India. Now, the FDI, like there would be a huge foreign investor who would look at developing certain housing projects in India by maybe it's high-end villa projects, or maybe a high-end apartment complexes and all, where a lot of investment will be going on. But the manner in which the project is run would be, I mean, like the development project would have to be registered under the RERA. Anything above 4 flats or a certain area has to be registered under the RERA, regardless of whatever project it is. So yes, the commercial angle of the buyer's rights would be controlled by the RERA. So to ensure that none of the buyers or the end users or the house owners are cheated or something like that, for that, the government has made it mandatory for all housing projects to be registered under RERA.
Okay, I'm having a question.
Yes.
How a foreign entity can become a partner in any LLC in India?
So depending on the, as I explained in my power percentage, they can invest into an existing entity, or take over as coming into this thing with through RBI route. So there are the two routes which I already explained: the automatic route and the RBI route, the government route. The government route will be slightly lengthier, but the direct route is direct because you can either set up an entity, or you can either put your investment into an existing entity as long as the track record and the tax is cleared in that entity. So there are various routes which can be helped depending on what, because there are a lot of, as Molly correctly mentioned, there are a lot of tax issues which are foreign investors. The main thing what the foreign investor would like to look into is how much tax are they going to save, because they may make a big investment into a particular entity, but what's the best tax break they're going to get? That's what everybody looks into. Returns everybody gets, but they have to look into a tax investment. So depending on the kind of structure in which you're going to invest into the country, we can advise you on which kind of LLP or a company or a partnership you can do it in. Preferably, most of the investors look at investment into a company. I mean, generally, if you look at it, because it's more corporate friendly and it's got a better corporate personality. That's what I can say.
So any further question?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
How about a new company, getting a funding from FDI,
Yes.
right? Where they're gonna, invest at least 80 to 90% of the funds.
Yes.
So is it possible from there?
Yes. So I've shown you that if you see my presentation, those two routes, automatic and indirect route through the government, you can make 100% investment into real estate services in India. So there is route. So the government has allowed that. So you can make 100% investment, but it depends. The structure would have to be structured in a different manner. So your money is coming in directly in 100% into the entity or in an entity which is being set up in India, and the voting percentage can also be looked after. So that is possible. 100%
So-
investment is permitted.
So 100%
Yes. in certain
FDI
sectors.
money, but
Yes.
only 49% stakeholder
Yes.
of a company.
Yes. Yes.
That doesn't sound so good.
It depends on what structure. We can advise you on that. I can get back to you on the tax structure and everything, and the
Thank
best
you.
manner forward. Actually, I can get back to you on that, Molly. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Rawley, I have a question.
Yeah.
You said there are two routes. One is automatic route and second is government approval.
Yes.
Let's say, for example, I'm investing from US in India
Yes.
in real estate, where
Yeah.
automatic route is 100% allowed. But
Yes.
I'm going through the in government route. You said they will check whether it is possible. Is there any constraint or not?
In the government route. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Please complete. Please complete.
My question is, in case if I come through directly automatic route,
Huh.
once I invest over here, then after, is there any chance that government will interrupt after that?
I beg your pardon.
Is there any chance that after investing on direct route, government will interrupt that it is not
No.
permitted or something like?
See, as I said, regardless of indirect or direct route, which we will advise you once you're coming in, regardless of that, everything has to be submitted before the RBI. In the automatic route, it's a faster method. However, if the RBI sees that this particular investment which you are making is not qualified for the direct route, then they'll put a red flag there. So the checks and balances are always there. Automatic route does not mean that we just go and start off business. Because it's foreign investment, it needs RBI intervention. So documents would have to be submitted there, but there'll be faster clearances. However, in the indirect route, it will go to the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. So they will scrutinize everything because it's a restricted entry. So they will advise the government, or the FEMA authorities will also advise the government or the RBI or the agent who's handling your matter whether it is permitted or not. That's the difference. So it's not a question that we make an investment and tomorrow, 5 years down the lane, the government comes and says, no, this is wrong. No. So it's a very streamlined process. So nobody can be taken for a ride there. And the government of India is very vigilant in that and very investor friendly also. So it will rather go the extra mile to advise you also. So don't worry about that. So that's where we come into picture and we advise you which is the best route forward.
So automatic is when you invest in a company that's already in existence in
Yes.
India.
Yes.
Thank you.
So any more questions? So requesting our members to join by 8:30 because it seems odds when you join in between. So please give priority to this because now, yes.
Sorry to disrupt you, Amresh. I mean, I guess we're just going to close in some time. I would like to take this opportunity to thank IFBIC for permitting me to give this presentation. I hope it was insightful. I'm also open for direct contact. My email ID is shared in the website, and Amresh can. So I'd like to thank first and foremost my good friend Mayur for introducing me to IFBIC, and I'd like to thank Amresh and Alok who have started this IFBIC. It's such a great initiative, and I wish IFBIC the best of luck and hope we all join together as a team and take it forward for much higher glory which it requires. And thanks to all of friends from out of India who are looking at India as a great destination. It's a great country for investment, and it's is poised to take over to the next frontier. And thanks to all for coordinating with us. Thank you once again.
Great presentation. Thank you so much. I learned a lot
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
So it was short.
Thanks, Rawley.
and very-
It was a great presentation.
So Dinesh sir,
Yeah.
he's from 𝐸_SCOPE. Welcome, sir. Hope
Yeah,
you
I'm from
enjoyed-
Jaipur. I'm in Jaipur from 𝐸_SCOPE Solar Private Limited. And we'll be talking next time onwards. So there's no problem. Let's continue now.
Thank you. Nice.
So thank you, everyone. It was short and very informative session by Rawley ji. So next time, the same same timing we will be having our next speaker, and next Sunday, 𝐸_SCOPE team will be joining us. 𝐸_SCOPE is a very popular solar making company. So they have their presence in Dubai. They are in Jaipur in India as well. So
Yeah,
hope
definitely we will be presenting it.
hope we will be having a very good session there. So do join us and do like our Facebook and LinkedIn page. Do share our videos and do support us, because by next week we will be having RR team, we will be having TWPN team, and again we will be having IPS team as well. So we are coming up with the good collaborations. We are coming up with the renowned faces, renowned investors. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you all.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.